In today's video, we find out what happens when every single boss and NPC meets inside of Fortnite for the first ever time on YouTube, including the brand new gunner boss. This is going to be insane. Days of work have gone into this, so it's going to be absolutely incredible to see if we can pull this off. If you are new around here, roughly 98% of you guys watching aren't subscribed, so don't forget to tell that subscribe, and let's try and get over 400,000 subscribers. All right, let's jump into this. So the plan for today's video is to grab all of the NPCs on the entire Fortnite map and take them over to the Foundation's vault just outside of the statue, which is located on the right side of the map. A problem we ran into is some of the new NPCs don't spawn. For example, the soccer player in Tilted and the tomato head, these do not spawn in battle labs. You can check for yourselves. Also, the Mancate NPC is inconsistently spawning, as well as other NPCs don't always 100% spawn on battle labs. Also, the Taco is still in ghost form on battle labs. I wish he wasn't, but he is. So that's them out of the way. Just on the side note, this is a message to the Fortnite devs out there watching this video. If you are watching this, please consider that Battle Labs is an experiment mode where you can create your own scenarios. You even say that in your own description. So please can you set it so all the NPCs spawn in Battle Labs? Reducing the time from 4 hours to 2 hours was already a big hit. So allowing all the NPCs to spawn on all the different loot modes like one shot would allow us to use impulse and shockwaves to move them, meaning we can make these videos so much easier and have more fun with our experiments on the channel. Okay, so jumping straight into this, the first thing we had to do was head over to the Foundation statue, grab ourselves a bunch of mats and spend about 15 to 20 minutes covering the entire water. This was really crucial because we needed this water covered because we were taking all the players to the vault over there on the right. Once we've done that, we head over to Foundation and begun fishing rodding him. We fishing rodded him for about half an hour until we eventually got him to the vault. He's not easy to move, and we only have a 2-hour period, as I mentioned before. It used to be 4 hours in Battle Labs, and I wish they set it back, but sadly it's only 2 hours. So these things have to be done super quick and effectively. But moving Foundation is a little bit of a tedious one. So eventually we did end up getting him to the vault and it was set to go. But while this was going on, we also had a team moving Gunner on the other side of the map. You can see over here, Gunner is over here, and we had to move Gunner all the way over from the location of obviously the brand new covert cavern all the way over to the sanctuary vault, which was just an insane amount of distance and trek to take him. You see, Gunner had a little bit of problems moving. He's very difficult to move. Again, it takes about 45 minutes to move him. So the squad that were moving him did a pretty good job with it, but it was a little bit difficult with time and we did have to restart a few times. So Gunner, he did a good job and he slowly began to move over and we got him a little bit closer as time went on. Now, while this was taking place, the other team was also moving all the NPCs on the cars into the location of the pit as well. All this was taking place at the same time with an insane amount of teamwork. Thank you so much everyone that took part in this. Shout out to you guys on screen. You guys absolutely rock. That helps with this one. It was a really difficult task and we pulled it off very well after a lot of practice and a lot of communication. So thank you guys. You guys absolutely rock. And if you're enjoying this video so far and respect the content and the work that's going into this, don't forget to tap a like on it. Let's try and go for a huge goal of like 20,000 likes. I think we can do it, guys. It takes less than a second. Okay, so on our final bit here, we got Gunner over to the water and we were moving him across right now. All of our NPCs were inside of the pit. You can see on the left side all of their different names over there, including the scientist, the visitor, and so much more. You can see Gunner was ready and moving across right now. Gunner was almost at the pit, and all we had to do was just get him in to the final location and the fight was about to take place. Gunner was almost there. We eventually fishing rodded him up the hill. You can see we only had about 17 minutes left to get him inside, so we just made it just in time in this game. Several games we did fail with this, so it is very crucial to make sure your timing is perfect. And there he goes, Gunner straight into the pit, and the fight was about to take place. Every NPC that is currently in the game is inside the pit right now, and you can see all their names on screen to prove that this is a real video and is not fake. We don't do fake content over here. Anyway, let's jump in. Switching over to the replay, it was time to find out who was going to win when all the NPCs and bosses meet inside of Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 1. This was it, guys. Who's going to win? Boss Gunner, Boss Foundation? Which team are you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Or are you Team NPC? The fight starts off by Gunner throwing a grenade against the wall. The grenade actually damages Gunner himself, as well as damaging 3 of the NPCs on the left side, including Balbros, Haven, and Brainiac. Brainiac and Gunner go at it with a little bit of a fight. Gunner does miss his little charge shot. Then Brainiac moves inside of the vault location. Gunner throws a grenade inside of the vault, aiming for the other bosses inside of there. The grenade does explode and get a bit of damage on Shanta and Brainiac. They are now teaming up together to fight the actual Gunner boss. Brainiac and Shanta getting a good amount of damage here, and while this was taking place, you can see our team were deployed with fishing rods. I deployed 2 of my helpers to move Foundation into the battle, to get him into the action, to detect Gunner, and the fishing rod plan was going quite well. My team were doing a good job at this, moving Foundation out of the vault. It was quite hard to get him out, but they did a good job, and eventually Foundation does target onto the Gunner boss, which starts the fight to go crazy. Unfortunately, he misses his shots, but he does target. You can see Brainiac and Shanta are now teaming up against Gunner in this corner. They're doing a ton of damage to Gunner, so we decided to give Gunner a little bit of a help. We actually healed him up here with our Chug This also benefits the NPCs in this location, healing up Shanta and Brainiac a little bit. Gunner goes in for a little charge there on Brainiac, gets a good amount of damage on Brainiac. Brainiac turning to shoot at Gunner. Gunner actually missing a few shots there, but Brainiac getting a nice little shotgun shot on Gunner. Gunner hitting Brainiac a little bit, but not doing enough damage in this situation. You see we've got Balbros and Maven, and there we go. Brainiac goes down off first elimination. Shanta and Gunner still having a fight over here. Gunner does miss his charge once again. Gunner's just lost his shield. He's now down to only his HP only. Shanta getting a good amount of damage on Gunner. Gunner doing a good ton of damage there to our players. Takes out some of our fishing rod players. We've also got Shanta here, who does get a bunch of damage taken on by Gunner. And Gunner also gets hit by Foundation while eliminating Shanta right there. Gunner charges in for Foundation, going for revenge here. Going straight in for the Founder. Gets a good amount of damage on him, but Founder does hit really well there with his AR. AR damages going off here from Foundo as well as Gunner. We've also got Agent Jones in the combat here, attacking one of the NPCs. You see Foundo goes through his big ball and hits all the NPCs and takes down Gunner in that corner right there. All the NPCs go absolutely crazy here against Foundation. While this was all taking place, the scientists actually came up with a sneaky plan to get close to the wall and use Foundation's ball to bounce outside of the pit and escape. But luckily enough, we had our little Peely friend get over to the scientist and stop the scientist from escaping too far. Shout out to iGold for that one. Okay, so while this was taking place, the visitor actually managed to back out of this section here while the fight was taking place. You can see the visitor is teamed up with Foundation right now. He rotates out to the left, and while that was all going on, the NPCs were absolutely dealing a ton of damage to Foundation, cracking his shield. But the visitor was rotating in from this side over here and coming straight back in to where the vault is. And he actually sprays down Agent Jones and saying, "Why are you attacking Foundation?" Takes down Agent Jones right there. But he seems to just be a little bit too late because Foundation gets taken down by all of the NPCs. Wow, that's the first time Foundation has ever been eliminated one of these boss meets. Ripped to Foundation. I did not expect that. NPCs still standing though. Visitor trying to get revenge here for Foundation, but just not dealing enough damage in this situation. It looks like Cuddlepool was the one that got the elimination against Foundation, but Ronin soon sorts that out and takes down Visitor and even takes down Cuddlepool with a little bit of help from Little Whip. So GG there. You got them two there, and you've still got Balbros and Haven just completely partying, trying to get out of here. I don't know why they're doing this, but they're still in the fight and they're still in the action. Also, we've got Scientist over here, and while this was taking place, while we were bringing Scientist back over, it looks like Little Whip and Ronin started having a little battle against each other. Who's going to win between these two? Looks like Ronin's cracked the shield. Ronin's just been cracked as well and takes down Little Whip right there. Easy elimination. And Scientist was on his way back in. And Scientist, we got you back in with the fishing rod, so he was straight back into the battle arena. We also had, obviously, Balbros and Haven here against the wall, trying to escape. And even Scientist started doing a little bit of a dance to try and get out of here. But while this was taking place, we fishing rodded Ronin over to them and decided, you know what? It was time to see if these were going to fight each other. I pickaxed them all once, and they were all into the action against each other. Nicely done there, and they were set to go. You see, obviously, Ronin was going straight in for the combat here. Ronin taking quite a lot of damage in this situation here. Is he going to survive? It looks like he's having a fight with Balbros and gets taken down by Balbros. You can see, obviously, we've got Scientists going inside of the vault there, and we've still got Balbros and Haven here over here teaming up together. Even our Peely friend that caused them to start fighting actually gets eliminated here by Haven and Balbros. Balbros and Haven trying their best to escape the pit. They're both trying to jump out, but it looks like Scientist is having none of it. He is back in the action, trying to take down the Balbros, just get as much damage as possible. Haven also moving in there, trying to get as much damage on the Scientist. Balbros spinning. He doesn't really know who to shoot at here, Balbros. It looks like he's actually going to betray his friend and go for Haven, but missing a bunch of shots. Scientist and Haven having a little bit of a fight over there in the distance. Scientist has switched to his pistol this time. He should really be using his AR if he wants to get as much damage as possible down on these. Haven and Balbros there over in the corner. Scientist takes down Haven. It looks like Balbros with Scientist left. Is Scientist going to get the elimination on Balbros? And he does. And it looks like Scientist has won the all boss meets inside of Chapter 3 Season 1. Absolutely crazy. If you guys want to jump into the battle right now with IO versus the 7, head over to Creative, enter in the code on screen, and you guys can jump in with IO versus the 7, one of the maps that I built for you guys. Go and check it out. You're going to absolutely love it, guys. If you're on Fortnite right now, or even take a screenshot of the code and pop in with your friends later. It's a really awesome game. You guys are going to love it. Pop on it. I'll see you guys in the game. I'll be in a few games throughout the next few weeks to check in, make sure everything's working. So I'll see you guys in there. And don't forget to check out the videos on screen if you want to enjoy some more content. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here. I'll see you guys very soon.